Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no mountains to make a sound. Round and round and round and round. No one wants to be first found.
To North Idaho, where 4 University of Idaho students were found dead in an off-campus house yesterday morning. Today, both the university and police identified the students who were killed. 3 of them are from Idaho. Our Andrew Bartline just arrived on scene a short time ago. So Andrew, tell us what you're seeing and hearing now here live in Moscow.
Well, Doug, we'll start by kind of getting our bearings here. This is the corner of King and Queen in Moscow. Now, if our photojournalist Troy wants to pan for a second in this direction, you can see the water tower. That's kind of where the heart of campus is here at the U of I. So this is just adjacent to it. Now, this is the house where this has happened. It's all blocked off with police tape. We can see there's one Moscow police car over in the corner, kind of near the end of the house there. And there is a Moscow police officer in that car. We've kind of seen him get in and out of his car and float around. But of course, we're not getting a ton of information right now. We do know, as you said, Doug, 4 people dead, all students here at the University of Idaho. It is being investigated as a homicide. This was sort of discovered yesterday around noon when police responded to a call of an unconscious person. When they arrived on scene, they seen that there are 4 students that are dead. There's no suspect at this time. The latest we've heard from Moscow police, they do not believe there's an active threat out to the community either. Now, we have these names and we can release them for you guys right now if we want to throw up a graphic that makes it a little bit easier to digest. It's Ethan Chapin, a 20-year-old from Conway, Washington; Madison Mogan, a 21-year-old from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho; Xana Kernoodle, a 21-year-old from Avondale, Arizona, but we do know that she originally is from Post Falls, Idaho; and then Kaylee Goncalves, 21-year-old from Rathdrum, Idaho. And we talked with a student who lives right next to this house where this happened. She had no idea that any of this happened the night of. She says that the next day they saw these police cars out and everybody in that house, 6 people live there. They've all since gone home. Her and her last roommate were the last 2 to leave. She says that's the same for all the houses in this block in and around this area of town. These students are going home early for Thanksgiving break after talking with their parents and deciding that that's how they feel most safe and most comfortable. So a lot of people going home early. There is a vigil scheduled for tomorrow at 5 p.m. We know that is confirmed through the university spokesperson, Kyle Fahnensteel. So we'll be on site for that as well and bring you the latest there. In terms of what exactly transpired, what led to this, if it was an act of aggression, if it was violent, not a lot of details are getting confirmed right now. We're continuing to push to ask for these answers to find out what exactly transpired to lead to these students' deaths. Doug?
And Andrew, we know that they've said that they no longer need to shelter in place, that kind of alert has been lifted in the sense that there's not a threat to the immediate community. But have you heard anything in your discussions with the police department about a suspect?
No, and I think that's the part that makes this most confusing right now. In terms of information we've been able to get confirmed, the police department does not believe that there is a current ongoing threat. People do not have to shelter in place according to the police, but they also say that they don't exactly have a suspect narrowed down right now. So it is a little bit of confusing or seemingly conflicting information, trying to push to make sense of it all, to try to get these dots to connect, because there's a lot of rumors going around about what may or may not have happened, and getting these dots to fit together, looking to get confirmed information so we know how they fit together. Doug?
Yeah, Andrew, that is completely understandable. All right, thank you. Live from the scene there in Moscow. We'll see you tonight on the news at 6. Yesterday around noon local time in Moscow. Moscow police said the 4 found are homicide victims. The University of Idaho has canceled classes today out of respect for the students who died. Officers responded to a call for an unconscious person at a building near the university yesterday afternoon. When officers responded to a call for an unconscious person at a building near the university yesterday afternoon. When officers responded to a call for an unconscious person at a building near the university yesterday afternoon. When officers got there, they found 4 people dead inside the home. University spokespeople say they were students living off campus. Police have not released any further details about the deaths, but said there is no active threat to the student community. The Moscow Police Department is investigating, of course. They ask anyone who may have information about the homicides to call them at 208-882-COPS, 208-882-2677. We'll continue. Where 4 University of Idaho students were found dead in an off-campus house yesterday morning. Today, both the university and police identified the students who were killed. 3 of them are from Idaho. News Channel 7's Andrew Bartline and photographer Troy Colson made their way up to Moscow today. Andrew is now live at the scene. So, Andrew, what can you tell us since you've arrived there?
Well, first off, we'll set the scene for where we are on campus. It's kind of the corner of Queen and King. If you're not familiar with their roads, I mean, it's just kind of off the campus, kind of near one of those Greek row sections as it's sort of broken into 2 here up at the University of Idaho, pretty close to that water tower. We talked with the Moscow mayor, Art Bedke. He tells us that it's just the start of an investigation. He tells us that this scene is complex. It's going to take time to work through. He said the Idaho State Police is going to be bringing up a mobile unit to the area as well to sort of sort through this more complex crime scene, he says. He says there's no ongoing threat at the time. Wanted to make that clear and echo what we've heard from police, but there is no suspect. There's nobody in custody right now in relation to this. Now, this quote that's going around, a crime of passion that has been seen in several media outlets published, he clarified that to us. The mayor is not saying it is a crime of passion. He says it could be a crime of passion. He also clarified that it could have been a burglary gone wrong. There's a couple different options right now, but again, complex scene, working through it to find out. Now, we'll show you what some video of this looks like earlier today as you're looking around at this area. The tape is still up. As Doug said, 4 students dead. That they were found around noon yesterday. It is a homicide investigation, and now the names are known to us. It's Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Xana Cornoodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. And we talked with a neighbor who lives right next door to them. She said she knew nothing the night of, but police cars the day after sort of woke them up around noon. And now she says her and all of her roommates and people on this block are going home early for Thanksgiving break.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for since 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe. They just said, come home. A week worth of school isn't worth it. If you're just gonna be scared every night. So it was just every little noise. I was is someone in the house? I don't know. And it was just scary. It's all just shocking and scary. I never would have thought that this would have happened here.
The university canceled classes today. Classes are scheduled to resume tomorrow, but as we mentioned, a handful of students are leaving early. And actually the scene right now, if you want to take us back, you can see that a car is actually now driving in onto the property. This is a Moscow police car. There's already 1 police car on the property right now, so that would make it 2. That other car has been there since we got here earlier today. That was around, I believe, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. So there's a couple moving pieces right now, and it looks like there might be another car. And it does, no, never mind, I take that back. That is a residential car nonetheless. But we're gonna stay on top of this. We're gonna have more for you at the news at 10, more of our conversation with the mayor and from the people who live in this neighborhood, sort of how they're handling this situation right now. Doug.
Andrew, thank you for getting us up to speed.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Bloom. Police responded to a call for an unconscious person, and police found 4 dead when they arrived. An alert was sent to U of I telling students to stay away from the area and to shelter in place, and it has since been lifted. It happened on King Road, just south of campus. Police are asking if you have any information to call the department. We have a crew headed there right now, and we will bring you updates tonight.
Answers coming from police. People are in shock tonight. 4 university students in Moscow, Idaho are dead, and there are more questions than answers coming from police. This is a picture of the 4 University of Idaho students together, posted on Instagram sometime Saturday. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonclaves grew up in Coeur d'Alene. Xana Kernodle grew up in Post Falls. Ethan Chapin was from Mount Vernon, Washington. Thank you for joining us on this emotional night. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Students at the University of Idaho are reeling. Parents are stunned and picking up their children and taking them home.
Rumors are rampant about how these students died. There's still potentially a killer out there, and the Moscow Police Department is saying very little tonight. 4 News Now has in-depth coverage on this tragedy. We start with our Esther Bauer live in Moscow.
Well, I'm here just off King Road where a community is shaken to its core. Here at this home behind me, police have been going in and out all day. Questions are now mounting at this crime scene, and police are giving no answers.
All of a sudden this happened.
The unthinkable. 4 students found dead on Sunday right next to the University of Idaho. Neighbors are still in shock, now taking new measures to protect themselves.
Now carry a weapon on me. I used to do that before I moved up to Moscow. Moved to Moscow, thought it was super safe, stopped, and then this happened, and so at least if and until they find who did it, I'm going to continue carrying a weapon on me again.
Police searched the area inside and outside 1122 Queen Road on Monday. Law enforcement is still looking for evidence and a suspect. Releasing little information has those in the area asking questions.
Until we have the details of sort of what caused the police to think it was a homicide, then I'm still not entirely sure about it.
Classes are canceled and a memorial is now growing at the university entrance.
There's been smaller scale tragedies that have happened over the years since I've been here, but this is something completely different.
Frank Chen also lives nearby, a recent U of I graduate with a new outlook on life through these tragic deaths.
Like, make sure to just kind of live your life as much as you can, because you never really know how much of your time you have left.
As days pass, the investigation is intensifying to find a killer with 4 students dead. And we keep hearing from viewers about why there are so few answers as of now on a cause of death and a possible suspect still on the loose. We asked police for that information and for an interview. As of now, we were not granted either of those. We'll continue to press for more answers and bring you the latest information as this tragedy unfolds. Reporting live in Moscow tonight, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Esther, thank you for asking those questions.
We have the Idaho College murder case. We're now hearing from a former roommate who once lived at the house where the killings took place. Kana Whitworth is here in the studio with us and has more. Good morning to you, Kana.
Robin, good morning. So Ashlin Couch moved out of that house on King Road months before her friends were murdered. And this morning, she shares the memories, both happy and haunting, including the moment she got that vandal alert that changed everything.
I mean, I couldn't even walk to my car in the dark for months after, it happened.
Fear lingering with Ashlin Couch after her friends were stabbed to death in their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho, a home where she too once lived.
It crosses my mind more that could have happened while I was there. And, you never know, how long someone is watching your house.
The 6th bedroom on King Road was hers, and now this morning, she's speaking out for the first time on camera since Kaylee Gonclaves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin were murdered in November of 2022. Ashlin initially signed the lease to live in the popular off-campus home, telling our station KXLY that she moved out in May of 2022 after graduating the semester before. But she stayed close with the girls, especially Maddie, sharing the last message she sent to her after getting an alert from the University of Idaho that there had been a suspected homicide.
I texted our group of friends and I just had said, has anyone heard from Maddie? And I remember my last text message to her was are you okay? And I feel like right then and there I kind of just knew that something was wrong.
The man charged with their murders? Brian Koberger, a judge entering a not guilty plea on his behalf as his defense team says he was out driving that cold November night, as he often did, to hike or stargaze. But prosecutors allegedly linking Koberger to the heinous crimes through DNA left on the button strap of a knife sheath found underneath Maddie.
You wish that you could just say goodbye, and that's one thing that I just wish that I could do at least one more time is just give her one last hug just to be able to say goodbye.
Now, the home that they shared has been torn down. The next hearing in this case is May 14th, and Koberger's attorney, Ann Taylor, says she will deliver a witness list and exhibits that she says will support his alleged alibi. And you guys might remember they've also said they'll rely heavily on expert testimony from cell phone experts to prove what they say he was doing that night.
Oh, wow.
This is chilling.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And thank you for bringing it to us. Good to have you in the studio.
Of course.
How he got in or how he got out, which direction he came from, or how he escaped. There are only so many scenarios, and tonight we're going to give you an exclusive look. First, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, retracing the route that the killer would have to have taken if he drove that night to 1122 King Road.
So we're on Taylor Avenue right now. This is sort of a somewhat busy road between the Sigma Chi fraternity and where the murder house happened. There's a lot of apartment buildings, houses, a lot of kids going to and from. And then you turn onto this road here, which is King Road. This is actually the road that the house is on. I want to show you because it's dark out, so it's good perspective. But there's houses all over the place, both sides of the street here. Lights on. You see students coming and going all the time, walking around. Not a quiet place by any means, even at night. A lot of snow, dark in some areas, but a lot of traffic. I turn here. We're going to get close to the murder house up here on the right, but you can see houses on both sides of the street again. There's media out here now, but again, normally the neighbors tell me there's a lot of people walking around, not necessarily a lot of cars. You look to the right here. This is the house where the murders happened. Even at a lot of traffic. I turn here. We're going to get close to the murder house up here on the right, but you can see houses on both sides of the street again. There's media out here now, but again, normally the neighbors tell me there's a lot of people walking around, not necessarily a lot of cars. You look to the right here. This is the house where the murders happened. Big driveway in front, room for a lot of cars. I'm going to kind of get a little speed here because it's very snowy and icy. People have to go fast to get up the road. But right when you come around the corner here next to the house where the murders happened, there's a big apartment building on the left with at least 20 or 30 units. So again, a lot of people coming and going. Remind you, house where the murder happened is on the right here. And then we come up, I find this very, very interesting. This is a big parking lot, literally right behind the house where the murders happened. This would be a place where, look, I got stuck here. I was telling you, the snow, it's hard to get up these. Let me see if I can get up. All right, I'm stuck. I'm gonna stop for a minute though. Parking lot, this is a place where someone could have stopped to come and go from the back of the house. A little bit wooded here. Behind the parking lot, but right on the top of that hill. It's not like a forest or anything. There's more houses up there. So this isn't like an area where there'd be a ton of places to hide. Again, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of apartments, a lot of houses. This is how you would have gotten in or out in a car. I'm going to show you at the end of the show more of how someone might get in or out on foot. Ashley?
That's just fantastic information, Brian. Thank you for that. And thank you for watching.